Hello! We're going to do this again. Try again. Anyway, doing Lyney's quest. This time, gotta roll for Chino? Chino? We're gonna be rolling for her. So, hopefully you'll join us because we're doing Lyney's quest. So, if you want to help the child, father, then please. Please come. So yeah. Let's get right into it. Okay. What are we on for pity? I did one temple yesterday. Oops, wrong thing. No, okay. You have another set for when the month rolls over. Let's see, I don't think I'm on high P. I did the 10 yesterday. There's 110, 2, 3, 3. Okay. We're at 30. We should have enough, hopefully. Come on, come on, come on. And yes, we are going to be doing weapon with style. If I have enough. I do want to save up some for coins we just got announced. I do want the one as well, so. Oh. Come on, give me that early. Damn it. Oh, it's minor. Two. Yeah, mine's alright. But we are guaranteed. We have enough for a guarantee. Mona. Hello. Two. It's alright, I guess. And we also have a Fremine. Actually, hang on. To make her in order to have Algino coming early, let's just
You lead the way.
you.
Well,
That's all I have. I don't have Lily. Come on, Altino, please come to me early. I'd love if you came to me early. Nope. Also means if I get any consoles I can easily get out. Terminate. Oh, 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 oh.
I am the
Father!
Arlecchino,
Arlecchino. Ah.
The children of the House of the Hearth call me Father. I do hope our partnership
Oh,
less
there's like 70 pools.
I would imagine it should be fairly easy. After all, there's no cause for contention between us at the moment. Wouldn't you agree?
Not at all. Oh, also got enough harmony. Ah, good times to be had. Get another 2 harmonies. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Send.
I'll
It just does sit there. Can we at least get up to 60? What I have? E. Oh, talents unlock and that'll be good.
Entering standby mode. I hope not.
First, let's do a couple weapons. Please. 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 Oh, oh, oh. My luck. Ah, oh, 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 oh. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, I've got all to save that for Claran now. Is that like I'm pretty sure I haven't done like that. Okay, so that was the 10. So that was 10, so that 5, 10, 15, 5. That was a 50 pull. Wow. And I even got the weapon I wanted. Ah! That is amazing. I even had like Primordial Jade here to use for her anyway, but sure, we'll go with her signature. Ah. Oh, that is so amazing. Oh. Damn it. I do a bit of quick grinding. I think we'll do a bit of quick grinding. Anyway, this team, we're going to, and yes, we're doing superconduct because that is interesting and not boring vaporize. So do crystal.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
And yay.
Whatever would you do without me?
Let's quickly go into the map to see if I can grind those guys. Against the map. Oh no, the map's not updated yet. Oh wait, maybe it has. Ooh, yay, it's got some updates to it. Also today is yeah, there it is. This. Okay, so we'll do a couple of these just to level it up, and then we'll do some of that, and then we'll actually now I can buy what does this do? Hydro. And I had to make this a hydro thing. Who cares? I don't. Well, I need to give her artifacts. I don't have good artifacts, of course, because they just back to that. So, against I can at least give you all gladiators. And one. Crit damage and probably attack. Main recharge. Ooh, that is amazing. That. It is an amazing piece. This piece is definitely better. And okay, for further, well, that works. Oh, this one actually, because this. Oh, no, wait, the exact same. That. Ooh. Crit damage and crit. Oh, this one. Okay, so. This crit. Yeah, I'll use this one. This. I mean, that's just an amazing one. Goblet. Okay, now it's not as amazing. Oh. When do you have to give me defense? And amount of stuff. Okay. Going to stars. Do that. It will still work. It's annoying, but it'll work. Not like it's going to be the permanent set anyway. Oh, no, it's perfect. Not bad. Cards attack, crit hits. Alright, oh, that works. Alright, how's that look? Not great. We'll go with it. Don't need that. You're right. Not good. Might change out. I'll probably just change out this for crit rank. We have the pyro. You'll work. Yeah, it's a... Ooh, wait. Why is that not being so... Oh, because it's low level, that's why. Once. Crit damage on the crit rate is good. That is nice. Oh yeah, that's right. So no, for this character, you go.
Right now, emerge. Reveal thyself. Final warning. Justice will prevail. Transfixed. Drop your weapons. You
As you wish.
right here, right now.
Oh, amazing. Let's get the fragile resin. Yes, I have a lot. Now, why am I? Oh, we're doing this a slow way. Now, let me turn one of these into a resin. Oh, but that was fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy her. This is fun. This is fun. Yeah, because I might need another lot for boss. Actually, let's probably do the boss now. Oh, they've changed this. Nice. That's neat. Also, I love how there was a big patch of water here with like Lone Island. And how everyone was saying, oh, it's kind of rare. Oh, it's kind of rare. This is a giant ass like sunken city. Actually, that was all before I forgot to put even like a single level into this. I don't really need that too much because that's more for the healing. I probably could transfuse some of that. Hello.
Transfix. On reveal light. Right now, emerge. Stop right there. You asked for it. Overruled. Shadow Raven. Right here, right now. Justice will prevail.
Oh.
Transfixed. Right here, right now. Emerge.
Ah, that's so good. That's so good. I love it. I love her. This is an amazing character. Yep, we're going to need one more round at least. So we'll do another round of this to get more materials, then we'll...
My eyes is ill-advised.
Jesus Christ, he's still got the blood that on us. Ah, can you tell I'm having fun with this? I'm having fun with this.
Another time.
Winged darkness. Right now, right here. Stop right there. Hands where I can see 'em.
Witness my rise.
Get rid of you quickly.
Overruled.
Midnight phantasmical.
Right now. Emerge. Final warning. Justice will
Oh, hello there. You got caught in my swing. This isn't even like a fully leveled up either, and I'm still doing like a good amount of damage. Okay, weapon, enhance, like, and with like a low, oh I need, go get some of the things. First, talents, you need order. order, order, order. Haven't. Guide to order. Ooh, and a bonus. Let's. And then. Let's just go down. Okay, so. Okay, we'll save that for. That. Be back. 30 seconds. We'll do. Okay, where do we need to go? There's not a lot. There's not many. Oh. Oh. And that's the past. So yeah, I did actually do the whole world quest. That quest. The entrance. It's over here. No. Need to beat some of you up. 5? Nope. Yes. So when. Alright. Hi.
By royal decree. Right here, right now. Stop right there. You asked for
Ah, something with which to commemorate this occasion.
Hear any more of ya? Yeah. I'll get that. More interested in these guys. Oh, hello.
Oz, reveal thyself.
Right now.
Right here. Drop your weapons. Justice will everlasting.
And get some healing. Level up. And we need a whole bunch of those. Oh. Oh, little bee.
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
And I'm gonna tank. Oh, whoops, I did that in the wrong order. Not that it matters. Oh then. Wasn't expecting to get that. Let's see. There's a group. Yeah, there. You there. Go top side. This is probably going to be the most annoying weapon to farm for because of the lack of enemies to farm with. Hello. I'm coming closer. Just to make it easier for me. Come on.
Right now, right what? What a
Ah.
ending.
Okay, that did not going as planned.
So much.
Oh my god, why am I suddenly this not?
Final warning. You asked for it.
Let's go DPS, go.
By royal decree. Drop your weapons. Justice will prevail.
That is bad. You. Wait. That's a star wall there. Top. Nope. Top side. Now we're gonna heal, then we're gonna hit the bus. And this is that one. Okay, so there's guys around there. They're all spread out. You know, an annoying bunch to get down.
Pause, reveal, emerge. Right now. Stop right there. You asked for overruled.
I'll go that. Did it again. This.
An impressive bounty.
And this. Come over here. Oh, of course, that's not gonna work. Those aren't actual enemies anymore. They even drop stuff. I don't think they. There's a lacking of new enemies for me to farm with. Oh, this weapon's gonna be so annoying to farm for. Oh, never mind, I guess. Alright. Wow, I was close to the limit that they just increased. Oh, this gives crit rate. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Hi, buddy. I'm coming down.
Transfix. Right here, right now. Emerge. Final warning. Hands where I can see 'em.
Witness my rise. Laid bare.
Drop your weapons. Wings of dark. Right here.
Give me 3. Yay! It gave me 3. There you go. Okay, and that's gonna be for another time. Yeah, that's fine. Also, talents. No, you don't need all the damage in this, I think. And okay. Now we can continue Flint's quest. Let's go. Hello, Lyney.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe right now.
Oh yeah, I guess in case you don't know, there's a random thief who was thought to be dead but might not be dead because they sent a note saying they're gonna steal a thing, and Lenny's doing a performance on the same day at the place. They wants to stop that. Yeah. I did start this yesterday, but
Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us.
I just realised I didn't bring my mic up to me. Damn it. And you probably heard a lot more keying, more clicking than usual. Yeah. There we go. Hopefully that'll be better.
Today we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant. When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But Lorenzo was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies.
Oh.
I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
Okay. I'm curious. What? Oh, I have C0. I want. Pieces and cleanse banner.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he said.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the...
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to... Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is
Hmm.
limited, so listen
This
carefully.
guy's pleasant.
I'm willing to put up with you. The weasel.
We punch him in the face.
Period. Everyone
We
knows
had-
that. So
we had
do
father for
yourself a
that.
favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar and...
Uh-oh. This is getting awkward.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice
Oh,
anyway.
I've been drinking.
Man, wanna grab?
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on! You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young. You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We worked together a bunch of times. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, 40, 30...
Oh, this guy's great.
Anyway, point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected by the girl he was into. And is still into, from what I hear.
Oh. Oh, would it have to been having to meet the fiance?
Up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink. All right, I'm gonna leave. Don't work too hard.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest.
He changed his tone a little bit there.
Nothing good comes of it. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
Yeah, something strange about him.
And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an offer like that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He...
Come here, Mando. Hello.
Okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I say way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
He was serious about threatening to cut you off? Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
Hey! Keep your voice down. don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions or make an enemy out of him.
Oh.
What kind of bad things?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not crossing that line again. And take it from me. Trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but clearly it touched a nerve. That's not.
I love this guy. That's great.
You're young for this. Don't get in over your head. I'm leaving.
And there he goes. What do we do now, Lyney?
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation. Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards. We better take this elsewhere.
Now we're being watched. Where are we going? Oh, we're going way over here, okay. I need to change your thing. I don't have a far one, but this works just as well. Actually. Ooh. So nice.
You followed us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
Oh, hi.
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today? Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you, huh?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
Looks like we can't avoid this fight. Now, I'm not the strongest fighter.
Don't worry, we got.
And by that, we mean Father's got this.
Right now, emerge.
Read this roundhouse kicks. And I forgot to start. I'm so used to Yoimiya where I start with these guys.
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Come on, let's scram!
Hey, wise guys, we ain't through with you yet. Oh, they got away. Did you catch what they said just before they left? Something about intimidating someone else. Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic, and they've already done it to someone else.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It could be Gemma.
You're right. She was injured when we saw her. Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth.
Well, if that's the case, let's head back to the cafe and...
Gemma, Gemma. Go Gemma.
Gemma?
You again? What?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine. So, you can relax now. We're here to protect you.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
Putting it mildly. I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being. It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid. How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity. Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I give you my word.
Okay. How can I help you?
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them. Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Cendre. But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since. I also know that the Fleuve Cendre is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around. If you're serious...
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. Alright. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
You do you that. That's an awkward place to get to, isn't it? Why? Why must you do this? Oh, never mind. This was exactly where you needed. How the hell? Oh god, never mind. I was right. That's where it is. Okay, never mind. This way. The fly. That's fun.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance. There we go. It should be just down here.
We go off gone. Yeah, no, okay. Father is coming. I can't just sound. Oops. Oh no, we don't. We don't want to dive in, Father.
Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further. What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
All right, we have Lyney. Hey, you little bugger. Hello.
On, reveal thyself. Right here, right now, right here. Drop your weapons. Whoa.
Maybe thermal would be good just because he has a
The box is glowing. There's something written up.
Remember cool barrows.
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
Ah, pressing the wrong button. E. No. Yeah, I need to. Okay. And have the thing set. Go a bit up.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This
You
place
found
seems a
Lyney?
little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room somewhere.
Interesting lamp, maybe?
If I just move this...
Oh, maybe not.
Hopefully...
Nope.
A secret path?
I'm a magician too. And apparently, great minds really... Looks pretty big inside.
Just... Hello.
By royal decree, emerge right here. Stop right there. Hands where I can see.
Continue.
Right now. Final warning. You asked for it.
Magic box?
Lyney, is there some device in that box?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone knows
Magic
a major
box?
discovery, let's rendezvous here.
All right. See you in a bit.
Is you? Oh. Oh, it's one of the... Oh, I made it.
Seems like we can't step on the same tile twice. Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
Down. Cross. Okay. Hello. Oh, hello.
Wow. There's a hidden room here.
Ooh, diary.
This book's thick as a brick. Let's take a peek inside it.
What's this?
One of my shows a few days ago. A child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat. As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat. So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer, enthusiastically. As I write this, I've only just got back from running around all over town, buying the things they wanted. Boy, are my legs sore. I wound up saving very little this month, but that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat? 2 children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked much too young to be unsupervised. I do hope they got home safely. Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these 2. I told them that learning magic is very hard work, but that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed so committed. I couldn't turn them down. It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately, but he won't open up to me about it. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those 2 children. I'll have to talk him around. I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented, and it seems like they're not new to the world of magic. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan. They wanted to call me Master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here. Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort of master. With time, I have no doubt that they are greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had to grow up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must. Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed. It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the 2 kids if they'd like to come with me, but they shook their heads. I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like their parents have other plans for them. I guess we'll be parting ways soon. It's only been 10 days since I first met them, but I think that I've gotten a feel for their They're very tough, but also very cautious, and they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have. They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, they lied. That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow. I can sense that their lives have been hard, possibly even dangerous too. They're not like other children. It's a shame that I can't do more to help them. After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods. And that is why we must find our own truth. P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it do them more harm than good for someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that? P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in grand philosophies. It probably just went in one ear and out the other. I bet they've already... Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just mind your own business next time.
2 magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you think? So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Lyney!
Lyney. Hello.
Lyney?
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in this place.
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed. First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the base automatically opens. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a hysterical performance. Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description. Paimon can really picture it. And then what?
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of shared illusion. Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking. The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy. He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his notes and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done, huh? Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box. This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device
YouTube is being
that
weird.
the magician himself would know about. Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trapdoor onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship. There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape. Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician, but unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
Obviously the thing... Oh, it's a door like jammed shut or something, so I couldn't get out.
Make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And, sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed.
Yeah, why would you pretend to be...
A magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask. And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left. I think that's what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there. Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box gave way. With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything. The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
When in reality, someone switched the boxes, and they did it to murder him. But how would they be able to make the switch without being noticed? That would be difficult to pull off, no?
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion.
Oh, it was the guy. It's the guy.
Lorenzo?
You just
Hello.
let sleeping dogs lie, could you? There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems.
I don't think you want to do this anyway.
Chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her!
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you, peep, which is why you can't leave this place.
Do your worst!
Yeah, this isn't gonna go. This is not gonna go well for you.
Step right up.
Oh, whoops. Wrong person.
No rest for the wicked.
I summon thee!
God damn it, I hate.
Emerge.
Always get keybinds messed up, and I pressed the wrong thing.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Right now. Right here. Emerge.
I have to get used to. Well, there's very. Oh. And he's down for the count.
You kids are tougher than you look.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Caesar?
If I had a mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Caesar, everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me! He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me!
So it was jealousy.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. Caesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it. He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him. Never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception and never has a Mora to show for it? But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look.
So jealousy then.
Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he? Amazing. Yeah, So amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me nothing more than the life I already had.
The slave.
He made me from using magic to trick people out of their mora. There was nothing he hated more than that. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me. I had to kill him. There was no other way.
And this was your only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in love with Gemma, but she was engaged to
Yeah, there's also that.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
I am. Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way. That the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world. I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
Yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much it was worth.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items. I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
So, that's the story, huh?
Hmm.
Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here in my last-ditch effort to stop it. So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me. I wouldn't choose for things to end this way, but I regret nothing.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guards. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you.
He's not gonna disappear, is he?
At least I can finally...
This.
Lyney has told me the whole story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Look who's finally developed a conscience. What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it, because there'll be hell to pay.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start preparing for your show?
So it wasn't real. He put up the sign to get the attention, to set up bait and all that,
Let me think.
didn't he?
Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo and...
Good point. We should go tell Gemma the good news right away.
Because
Give her some
he wouldn't have left a note, because that would have just brought all of this back. It was definitely Lyney who did it, as a means to get the truth. Just, oh, and the whole thing about him having a show is just something to go along with for why he's involved.
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Your third? Lynette, come on. We've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not gonna have any room left for dinner now.
That's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as we speak.
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry. I still didn't know if I could trust you. But no, I had my suspicions about Lorenzo. But I...
They're using the tear animation again.
Okay, we understand. He did threaten you. My mom would find it hard to trust, but you don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's...
Sorry. Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. But I had people watching me all the time. I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me. And then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. Thank you all.
Thank you.
This is the second time now we've cleared up someone's name because of someone else who works closely with them. Jesus Christ. Why is it with goddamn Fontaine?
Real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, it looked like they got along great. To think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty. At least his soul can finally rest in peace now, thanks to your efforts.
If only I'd realized before it was too late.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
Oh, so the magic show was real.
In Caesar's honor? Really? Oh, thank you.
Great.
He's gonna do the trick, isn't he?
Traveler, Paimon.
Gonna do it.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss... Wait. Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary! We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Lyney and Lynette or not. Lyney changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up. Oh well. Guess we'll just have to ask Lyney tomorrow evening.
Do-do-do. Changing the time. To the opera house. To the opera upper class. What are they doing at the front? What does it sound like?
Paimon's excited to see another of Lyney's magic shows! Wait. Lynette, shouldn't you be on stage by now?
Not this time. My brother's going solo today, so I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready. The great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that...
Thank
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too. So, how did you two first meet, Gemma?
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world, and somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So, I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Aw, that sounds so romantic.
Oh guys, it's not gonna be a romantic trick, is it?
It was with a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head. I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar. After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
That's right. It's all over now. Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but...
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now. Phantom Weasel.
Mm-hmm.
See? Even Lynette says... Wait, what?
Oh.
Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
As Lyney once said, a performer's job
Oh.
is to their role and put on a... But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
Talking about... Paimon doesn't like this riddle. Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the There will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the most The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and...
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else for now.
Oh. Yay. How do you do, Gemma? So Lorenzo is covering for Gemma and took the blame.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood. This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully, I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
Lyney, don't we have more important things to address right now? Lynette accused Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the...
Really? Well then...
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure with... But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was. Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf. After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician, Caesar. After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes. But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind.
Oh.
Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death. Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all that. But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Lyney? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the weasel. And in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession, as if there was something else he was trying to hide.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me, even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Gemma, are equally talented in this regard. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence. Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Everyone sympathized with your plight. Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and Lorenzo were both in on it? But why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end instead of admitting to being the weasel himself?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious. Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
An excellent answer, though sadly a little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real weasel must have had a terrible childhood. Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten. She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly ragdolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on. This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows and watched with envy as all good things in the world passed her by. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike. I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true, and it will fill the void in my soul.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy you, Lyney?
Yes, it is quite to my taste. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
Huh. That's right. What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
She didn't write the
Yeah.
letter.
Okay, yeah.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now? You were the one who posted that letter outside the Opera House. But why?
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other agenda?
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
10 years ago? You mean Caesar's death? You met him? Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids.
Okay, one strong.
And you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why? Because you feel like you still owe him something?
We remember all our debts, however great or small. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore. But we did not forget. And so we came to find you.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
Free? Do you really think so? Caesar once told me that even though the world is filled with lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth. I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value, fervent hopes and dreams, and irreplaceable people. Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole? Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that? He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years. You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Congratulations on your freedom.
Well,
Cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the amazing Lyney to perform his final act in tonight's show. I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more, for the answer is a death-defying high-altitude escape.
A high-altitude escape?
Yeah.
You all remember the magician Caesar. We have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the real Weasel had...
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for 8 Traveler, Paimon. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Lyney, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever? You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally understand.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So, what are we, now?
Like Lyney said, when you're ready, let's head out.
But what about Jenna?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after.
Alright. Well, let's
Hmm.
go and watch Lyney's.
You have to say.
Sometimes I think I'm like a
Gambling addict, you say. Wow. Where do we go? Doors. Yeah. Cutscene.
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Oh, we're doing full duty this time, are we?
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar.
Ooh.
I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that? One minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't blink once. He just vanished.
What a heart-stopping magic show! This was really worth the trip. Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale.
Everything's alright.
Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere. Where'd he go? Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual haunt.
Cemetery?
You mean the one where... Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show... Alright, let's go look...
To the cemetery. You have to join the waypoint. Ah, I can't go over the edge. Hello.
Lyney! There you are. Are you alright? Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks. That's our job. So I tweaked Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh. I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Caesar thought in those final moments. Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once, didn't you? When was that?
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him. I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how but I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves, but without proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Yes. We figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was so willing to teach us. In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us. By contrast, we hid so many things from him. For instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, I answered, "It's my passion." But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved. What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth. Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then. Still worried about the way I feel? You really are a gentle, but don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth, lies and selfishness have After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next week, that night, I remembered to keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and you only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
Yeah, cheer up, Lyney. We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what
The fact that this came out before, like, Navia, like, before the Act 5 where we say goodbye to 2 more people. Like,
The traveler by my side. Paimon just needs to focus on things like this and all the you know, traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's why the darkness never consumed me and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light. All right, time to lighten this conversation up a little.
It was amazing! Lyney, could you do just one more trick for us?
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decidedly card-free right now.
Aw, come on! Surely you can think of something. The Lyney Paimon knows...
Oh, all right then. I'll give it a go, but only because it's you. Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
You liar! There's nothing in your hand! We ain't going along with this!
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me. Okay, try this. Count down with me. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Now, have another look around.
Oh my god, it's the Rainbow Rose this time.
Somewhere else.
Really? Let's see. Oh, there it is! Oh, this is a different flower from the last time, right? This one's called, oh yeah, a rainbow, but more importantly, Paimon has to know how the trick is done, please, Lyney, pretty.
Well, if you want to learn magic, you'll have to start by addressing me as teacher.
Fine. Please, teacher, please.
Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you. Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets. You have to observe.
Is that it?
Look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night. I look forward to seeing you again.
All right, fine. See ya. Shall we head back down too? Oh, Paimon can't wait. Let's head to the Steambird's office.
More waiting. I thought we were done. What time was it? Still? 8 to 12. Okay. Whoop.
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
Oh, please, Lyney, I'll only take a moment of your time. If you...
Huh? What's happening here?
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was but just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Gemma, had contacted the guards and confessed to having been the real...
That was quick.
No.
Too late, bro.
That was quick, you say?
It sounds like I've got some catching up to do. Please, fill me in.
Whoops.
Aha! My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something to do with Lyney's performance last night.
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Okay, then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart, how did it take her to...
well...
I remember now! You and Gemma, quickfire question! Where did you all go after the show?
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lyney did a private magic trick just for us. Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon, guess what? Lyney started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
What? I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
No, I just,
What now? Oh, did Paimon say something wrong again? This is getting pretty awkward. What do we do, Trap?
Seems
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to be. Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting... Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. Alright, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your... Lynette?
Don't worry, I wasn't angry. I was just trying to distract her.
Oh, really? Oh, thank goodness. You scared Paimon there.
You and me both, Paimon. You and me both. At least it did the job, right?
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose. I'd be really upset if you lost it.
That's was. So, utilizing piling. Passion. Oh. I see. Oh, well, that's gonna do it for the stream. Oh, tomorrow, hopefully. We shall. Oh, viewing. We shall do Tino's quest. Oh boy, that's gonna be exciting, isn't it? But until then, see you all next time. Bye.